All right. A pig is a pig is a pig. Well, not exactly. No, not exactly. In fact, the Michigan DNR can't seem to differentiate between what's a feral hog and domestic hog. Seems to be a problem for them, but we can fix this. A little education. Representative David Martin represents Michigan's 68th House District. He joins me now, covers parts of Genesee and Oakland counties. David, thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Steve. Thanks for having me.
All right, so I've spent more time outside than the average individual. Made hunting shows for 25 years, seen a thing or two along the way. Pigs are pigs, pretty much. This idea.
You know how many feral hogs we actually have in Michigan?
I have no idea. What's that?
32.
32 feral hogs.
Yes.
Well, pigs have 3-month, 3-week, 3-day gestation periods. If there's 32 feral hogs, there could soon be a lot more than that. It happens. I mean, pigs will be pigs.
That's true, but they immediately get hunted too. So.
Well, that's true. You chair the House Natural Resources Committee. You're involved in that hearing with Ted Nugent here addressing this issue. The classification of certain animals as feral swine. Tell me what the argument here is and what the DNR is trying to push.
So there used to be 75 hog farm ranches in the state of Michigan, and they buy domesticated pigs. Yes, they are, raised to look a certain way per se, but the genetics are domestic authorized pig. And there used to be 75 of those ranches. Now there's 5 because the DNR has been chasing them out. And it's thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue lost here. So the DNR went into one of the ranches, bought with your state dollars a hunting license, to go get these pigs on the ranch, using a story that their wives were out shopping and they just wanted to sneak in and do this so their wives didn't know they're spending the money, and they took the hog back to do their DNA. I don't know if they did DNA testing. Anyway, there's no reason why the DNR couldn't have just walked up, knocked on the door, said, "Hey, we'd like to get a genetic test on your animals just to confirm this, so we can maintain your license and hunting."
What did they find, by the way?
As far as I know, nothing. They do have another court hearing, more of our tax dollars being used this Friday, or the 29th, whatever day that is.
So, the DNR, who runs the DNR today?
Who runs the DNR?
Who's in charge?
Well, Scott Bowen is the director.
Now what's his background in wildlife management?
Not much.
Any?
I don't think anything.
Has he ever bought a deer license in his life?
I'd have to check on that. We've been pushing that for everybody because we need to get deer off our roads.
Well, clearly, they're thicker than fleas. I've got an idea. You ready? Why don't you extend your hunting season to be as long as Ohio's, which means it would come in late September and run through early February. Furthermore,
we have to talk to our bow hunters about that.
Well, the bow hunters would be happy to go sit in trees in January. They're just about that obtuse some days. I know I did it. Look, if somebody's dumb enough to go sit in a tree in the middle of January to try to kill a deer, God bless them. Furthermore, you need urban hunting zones in this state. You need to be allowed to go into Detroit and Grand Rapids and other places and hunt deer that were otherwise in sanctuaries, because that's where, people look at it as a subdivision. Deer look at that as a food source, a place to go to sleep. Oh, and that water feature, that's a place to get a drink. I mean, that's how deer operate, right?
And they have hostas for dessert.
And hostas for dessert. Now, I've known a lot of people that are anti-hunters right until they bounced a deer off the front of their car at about 80 miles an hour and their precious little car was smashed. I've known a lot of people that are anti-hunters right until their hostas and all their other beautiful little flowers were munched right down to ground level because the deer decided to feed and gorge themselves on all their brand new landscaping. And suddenly these people are like, kill them all. And not to mention that the insurance agencies would like every one of these deer gone. So what are we going to do about it?
We have some things that we're trying to work on to encourage more taking of deer. Right now, farmers can get a block license, but it's so warm out that you got to process a deer in a refrigerated area very quickly. So it's difficult to do a lot of extensions, but we do want a longer deer season, and we want more does. We want to focus on having does taken, whether that also includes like food pantry donations to try to get that up. But right now, by the processing costs, it's almost cheaper to give them hamburger than it is to process venison and give it to the food pantries. but there are things we are definitely looking at to increase the
So
taking of deer.
let me read
And
the.
not and increasing hunting licenses will not increase the taking of deer.
No, you want to reduce the price of hunting licenses and sell more of them so you get more people in the field. And the DNR continues to push. But let me look at Scott Bowen here. He was city commissioner in Grand Rapids, a district court judge, director of the Office of State Employer under Jennifer Granholm, director of the lottery. He has no experience at all in wildlife, zero.
Yeah.
And the DNR continues to overreach their bounds. Overreach their bounds, don't they? I mean, going into people's private property and demanding that they, turn over their hogs or run them out of business, completely inappropriate. It's wrong.
Well, I'm looking at what they use as open fields doctrine to come onto your property outside of your curtilage, outside of your household yard, and wander through there to look for baiting or whatever it is, because they say in the state constitution that or the U.S. Constitution, Fourth Amendment says your home, your papers, your effects are protected from search and seizure, but the state of Michigan doesn't say effects. It says possessions, and possessions includes land. They do not have a right to come on your land without a proper search warrant for a reasonable cause of knowing something's going wrong.
Well, David, you need to keep us informed because this is the heavy hand of the government from a guy who knows apparently nothing about hunting that I can find. And this is an important consideration. The DNR should not be able to just come on my land anytime they want and take animals. I agree with you. David Martin.
249 years ago, we started a war about this.
Yeah, yeah, we did. I appreciate you, David. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Really appreciate it. We'll be following this story because it is important. We need people in the DNR that actually understand wildlife habitat and the animals and the land that the people own, all of it. I'll be right back.